everyone, today we're going to carve a rainbow. Now, I've been carving stamps for 2-3 years now probably, but the way I started was with having a go with some erasers like this. White, it's kind of quite a soft rubbery one, available in most places I think really where you can get stationery. I think these might be Tesco's, but I know Smiths have had them, obviously you can get them on Amazon. I did order these on Amazon, not realising that they've got a slight texture to the top, which if you would like that in your stamp then that's great, but I didn't. Well, I might give it a go, but so avoid that one. They come in various sizes. Since I've carried on carving, I have now got used to using Speedball, their Speedy Carve. I'm not as keen on their Easy Carve, it gets a bit crumbly around the edges, but I really like the Easy Carve, the Speedy Carve, and that means that you can carve really quite big stamps of your own designs. I'm using today just a basic lino cutting set. Again, since I've enjoyed carving, and you might well too, since then I've had for Christmas these beautiful Swiss carving tools. They are very sharp. If you slip with those, you definitely know about it. I did have a plaster on earlier. And the other thing I use is my X-Acto knife, which is in here. And why is it that somebody always starts up something noisy when you're trying to do a video? There's some amazing people who can carve just with an X-Acto knife. These tools gouge a V, and you can do exactly the same with a knife, and it's just incredible to watch. I'm not that clever, but it is worth a go if you want to try that. So let's have a go. I'll show you what we're doing. So we're going to carve a little rainbow, because I thought the rainbow is such a wonderful sign of God's promises, and anybody that knows me knows I love stickers as well. Something else I like to make. Now, you don't have to use this for making stickers, but that's what I'm going to do. And I thought it would make a really nice way of marking places in the Bible or in a notebook where you're noting God's promise to us. This mainly comes from a book I've been reading and rereading and reading again and studying at church, because it's just so amazing, by Wendy Backlund. And it just reminds me about the fact that the more I hear what God's saying to me, the more I listen to him about both myself and who he is, then the more I'm going to believe that. It's not just going to be in my head, I'm really truly going to believe it in those times when I need it particularly. So let me show you. There we go. So in my Bible, I'm going to work with Philippians 4. Philippians is a bit full. I'll show you. A bit full on this page. So I decided to use another verse about peace to mark with my little sticker there. I've also thought that I would start filling my little empty junk drawey with things that I would like to remember, like to hear, because for me there's nothing better than just going through a little notebook like this that's just full of paper and yummy things to look at. And I thought if I created one similar in this, I got this as an empty junk drawey from Grace and Salt Ink, then I would be more likely to look through and remember. And I've not put out the whole of the verse in here. I've just put my sticker there as a key pointer, really, that this is a promise, and I've just picked out the key things from that verse that I wanted to remember, that this peace of God transcends all our understanding. It is way beyond our own understanding, and when you know that peace, it will guard your heart and your mind. So these are the stickers. As you can see, taking the bit off there, this bit peels off like that. And it just shows you that you can just stamp with black with your ink pad, depends how you choose to use it really, or you can ink up your rubber stamp with colours. You can use felt tips, just draw on it and then breathe on it to get it kind of moist and then stamp it down. And there's so many varieties of media supplies that you could use. I won't go into them all, but because today we're going to carve the stamp. So let's get started. Here we are with my eraser. I'm going to use my knife to just cut off a square like that, and then I'm going to draw on the rainbow I want to include. Now this rainbow is just going to have 3 stripes to it because it's a teeny weeny one, but you can make it whatever size your eraser is, and you can make as many lines in your rainbow as possible. For me, it's just about indicating the idea of a rainbow. I'm also making some lines a bit thicker than others, just for a bit of variety. This is the other rainbow I did. That was a bigger square one. This was I'd already carved on the other side, but this was from Smith's many years ago. They were on offer for 10p each, so I bought a load. I've used them all up now. So there we go, that's the rainbow. Now I'm not going to use my finest tool. Have a little go with these. If you've never done it before, just have a little play. I'll do it on that stamp, that eraser that's got the pattern on. Have a little play and just scoop out the rubber. And you can see this one's a much finer one. You won't be able to see that, but it's quite a fine line. So just have a little play about. I think as adults we expect to be able to do new things very quickly and straight away. I know I do, and I have to be quite kind to myself and say, look, I'm learning something new. It might well go wrong the first time. It might not. Now we're going to carve away from ourselves because there's nothing worse than it slipping, which it is likely to do. It's a slippy surface, and jabbing yourself. So we're going to move away from our bodies. I'm not going to quite start at this edge. I'm going to start in a bit because that just gives it a bit of it just stabilises it. And I'm digging in slightly, and then I'm going to scoop it out, and I'm going to turn the rubber block around rather than trying to turn back on myself, and then I just scoop it off at the end. Again, taking off now the excess from round the top of that bow. There we go. Nice, it's gone quiet now. Guy on the motorbike's obviously gone away. Okay, and then into the next one. Carving round, moving the block round rather than trying to curve your arm around like this with the tool, and then just going around with that bit. And the really telling time really with this is once you start stamping with it, and then you can go back in and neaten up any of those areas that are a bit wonky. Although I do like a bit of wonkiness. And then that last one there, how I've done it is I've gone in at the top and just scooped it out. So let's find an ink pad. This is just a test, it doesn't really matter which ink pad you use, and stamp it down. I'm going to lift the camera so you can definitely see that. And it's got some on the bottom there, as you can see. It's not carved because I didn't carve that bit, because actually it's easier to kind of, I do it like I would be peeling potatoes. I do this towards myself, but I just take off that bottom corner, I guess it is really. Let's give that another go. And there you can see that's where I've just taken the edge off. You can see a little bit of wonkiness there in the lines. I could neaten that up with the finer tool, which is this one. Just go back in and take out the bits that you don't want. But to be honest, there's another bit, I think I'll get rid of that. I actually find it easier to use my knife here with these bits, so I kind of put it at an angle as if it was one of these blades, and then it'll be easier if I have my glasses on, and then I'll go back in and take it out. I've added even more of a wonk. Is there such thing as a wonk? Who knows? Kind of, we're all going to vary about how particular we want to be, but as I said, it's about the idea of a rainbow rather than a perfect carve. There we go. And then what I did with the stickers is I have big sheets of stickers, so I've just cut some off this. You can get them from Amazon, printable ones, I'll put the link on, or just a packet of stickers from Ryman's or any stationer. I've just used my brush, popped a bit of watercolour on there. Again, any way you want to add some colour to it, you can do. Then I just stamped my rainbow, and then I've got myself just a little pad. Now I will put the link to this up because I don't know how you say it, but there's a girl on Instagram who does the most beautiful little rainbows, and I've been very clearly influenced by her, because when I started doing these myself I realised they look just like hers. Just putting a few little doodles around your rainbow, it just adds a bit of quirkiness, doesn't it? Any kind of little black marker will do that. Let me just peel this backing off so I can show you. And then with the other ones, I've just added words that I've either typed out on my typewriter or typed out on the computer to say what I want them to say. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. I hope you could see it. I guess I'll find out in a minute when I've look back on the video. But have a play, enjoy, and please share on our Facebook group any that you make, because it would be lovely to